really pleased with our performance. We played against a team that's a unique style, that they play with the zone and picking up full court and 5 out offensively. They were averaging 86 points a game. They were averaging 11 made threes a game. And I thought our guys did an unbelievable job defensively. And then in the second half, we started making shots. And so it was a really, really good win. And for me, probably just as important, maybe more, I thought it was a good performance. I thought we played well, and that's the thing that I'm always looking at. Obviously, it was a special night for the guy on my right, to be able to have a triple-double. I don't know if people understand how hard that is. I mean, it's a really, really difficult thing to do, and he did it in such an efficient manner. And so really pleased and happy for him, that he was able to do that. And it comes from having really good teammates and guys that make shots and all of those things. And so obviously that was really good to have Jorge come in and to make 4 threes like he did. He's a really good player. He's got to believe that he's a really good player all the time because we need him. And we need him to be a good player for us. And that's what he can do. He can really shoot. He knows how to play. He made a great pass to his brother in the middle of the zone. I thought we got into a good rhythm against the zone in the second half after missing some open shots in the first. So I'm pleased with it. Happy for Jaland, happy for us. Much needed day off tomorrow, and then we'll get back at it on Wednesday and get ready to go down to the Greenbrier and play in the tournament.
Jaland, walk us through, when did you realize you were close to getting the triple-double? Was that something you were always aware of, or was there a point where someone was like, hey, you can get this?
I mean, it just was in the flow of the game. I kind of just realized maybe at halftime just how the game was going, that lanes were opening up for assists for my teammates, rebounds were coming my way, just being in the right position. So, I mean, it was just kind of in the flow, just kind of came naturally.
Jaland, 21 assists on 22 made field goals in the second half. How important was ball movement to opening things up for you guys offensively?
I mean, it was huge. I mean, that's a big factor of who we are. We need to move the ball in order for us to win and to hit shots. Really, stuff wasn't going our way really in the first half. So we got back together to who we are, started moving the ball, started hitting some shots.
Jorge, his last 3 assists to get the triple-double were all threes you made. I mean, did you know, were you aware, like, each time you're shooting, like, crap, I better make this because he's got a lot riding on it?
Well, I wasn't thinking about making it. I was thinking, if he passes it well, I'll just shoot it and just trust on my word. And, I mean, I made it. That's what I do, so I'm glad it went in.
I'm sure, Jaland, you're going to let Bub know about this at some point.
Yeah, I'll hit up Bub and tell him, I follow in his footsteps a little bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Jaland, as a guard group, you guys feel like you're able to kind of dictate terms defensively with the way you guys are playing?
Yeah, no doubt. We take huge pride on defense, and it starts, with our guards, our own ball pressure. We try and do our best to take it personal and win our matchups, and that's our goal each and every night. And if we can do that, especially on the defensive end, I think we have a really good chance of winning.
So around like the 6-minute mark, they make it a 3-point game, and they make it a 3-point game. Jeff calls timeout. It seems like a really quick message to you guys. Then you guys go on like an 18-2 run to close out the half. What did Jeff say to you guys, and what did you guys change or do to lock in?
Really just to finish the game that we know how to. We've emphasized that, we've got to be good for the whole 40 minutes, not just for 32-30. Finish the game how we're supposed to, and, Coach has done a great job of implementing that in us, and I think that's how we finished the game. I think we did pretty good with that.
Go ahead,
Jerry.
Are you looking forward to some Power 5 opposition next couple weeks?
Yeah, no doubt. We love the competition. We're here for it.
What was kind of the key to deciphering that zone after you kind of struggled against it early on?
Really just, ball movement, attacking gaps, just making the easy play right in front of you. Not to think about it too much, just keep it simple. As much as, that zone's pretty tough, and it's if you can't keep it simple, then people will struggle with it.
What have you been working on to becoming more of a factor and being more of an impact with this team?
I'm just working on getting healthy and getting back to my normal self. and just working on the things that the team needs from me, knocking out shots, making the right plays, and just keep working on my craft and trust my work.
But for both of you guys, what does it say about this team that, early on you guys think we're making less than 40%, missed your first 9 threes, that you finished above at 55% from the field, 43% from deep? What does it say to be able to flip a game like that with your shooting?
I mean, we just told each other, like, just trust our work. We see each other every day in practice. We know the work that we put in. We trust in all our guys to make shots. I mean, every single one of us can shoot the ball. So, we just came together and just like, man, it's going to fall. Just keep shooting it. Nobody's worried about it. We're getting the right shots, the open shots. So keep shooting. And, that's one thing that Jorge did right here very well. He came in the game 4 for 4, but we're not really surprised by that because that's just kind of who he is.
I think we had good looks in the first half, and we just didn't make them. But coming in second half, like we knew we had the right thing. We just needed to trust our shooting. And I mean, if you look at the stats, I think we had 10 threes in the second half. So I mean, that's pretty good.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jeff, so I know Jalen kind of kept it simple, but was your message at that halftime, the timeout that you called when they brought it down to 3? Was it just like, hey, look?
Yeah, we weren't playing. My message was simple. We're not playing with the necessary force that we need to play with on either end. It's why we're not making shots, and it's why we're not getting stops right now. We've allowed missed shots, and we were taking good ones to affect everything. And so it was about getting back to playing like we know we're capable of playing and like we need to play to be a good team. We say we want to be a good team, but there are things that are required to be a good team, and you have to do them all the time.
When you're playing, tight games, big games like ACC tournament games, and your shots aren't falling, is there a way to encapsulate learning in moments like this where like, hey, we've been here before, our shots aren't falling, trust your work? Is there a way to carry that over into those big moments?
I hope so. I mean, my message to them always, as long as we're generating good looks, I'm confident. Like those are my shots. If it's a bad one, I'll tell you. But as long as we're generating, in the first half, I thought we were generating good shots. We missed some early from 3, and we allowed it to get into our head. And that's where we have to grow and be able to fight through that.
Jaland's shot wasn't exactly falling the past 2 games, but how easy is it for him to just focus on the rest of this, doing other little things?
Jalen has the ability to affect the game in many more ways than just scoring. And sometimes people that are around these guys, they only see scoring, or people that are reporting or covering, they don't see the other stuff. And when you're young and you're trying to figure everything out, sometimes you can feel the weight of not scoring. And for him, it was just he was missing some shots. And I think he was feeling the weight of that. So he and I had a talk yesterday just about go hoop, like go play. Like you have the ability to impact the game in more ways than just scoring. And it's usually funny when you don't think about it. It's normally when you score more because you're just playing. And I thought he did a better job of that tonight.
Cam scored 8 of the first 12 points for you guys. Just talk about how he's been a tone setter for you guys, especially down in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job. We felt like we had an advantage inside, and we were getting it to him against the zone. We have to do a better job of that throughout the game. I thought we missed some opportunities to get it to him. But he's a great teammate. He gives us a guy that can score the ball down low and can do it in an efficient manner. It's a little bit tougher at times when you're playing against the zone, especially this zone. It's a really different zone. Reminds me of the zone Georgia Tech played a few years ago with Josh Pazner. Sometimes as a coach, it's difficult. It's a little bit more difficult to joystick that, and what I mean, we have plays against man-to-man that we run for Cam. We have a few that we run against zone, but if the zone does one thing, then it can shift some things. And so I thought he was really patient. His running, his ducking in, his sealing, that opened up a lot of the threes in the second half for us. And so you can look and say he was only 5 for 5, and why didn't we get him the ball more? And we should get him the ball more. But he impacted the game. We got a lot of open threes because of him.
Jeff, a couple games ago you were talking about defense. Do you feel like you've taken a step forward with your overall defense?
Well, we still have to get better. I mean, the last 2 games have been good. Again, as we move on and we start to face better competition, we'll get a better idea of where we are. We'll certainly do that this weekend, starting on Friday against a good LSU team, a team that's athletic, got some guys that can really play, well coached, a lot of respect for their program. We're in a tournament atmosphere with 3 really, really good teams, and so we're excited about the opportunity that we have.
Just to build on that defensively, it's the second time in the last 3 games you forced 15 plus turnovers. What is it about the defensive structure that leads opponents to cough up the ball?
This game's a little bit different than the last one. I don't know if it was the structure. I thought we were disciplined. We didn't go for shot fakes. We used our size and our length to try to disrupt. But I thought some of it was just, we were just a little bit more talented and bigger, and so that forced some of the turnovers today. I thought, against West Virginia, it wasn't that we were just more talented, because they have a lot of talent and they're a good team. I thought we played so freaking hard in that game, and again, had the discipline and had the competitive urgency. We showed it in spurts today, but to be the team that we want to be, we gotta be able to do that all the time.
What do you expect to see from your team in the next 5 games? You're playing these Power Conference games.
We'll see. We'll be excited to play. I mean, obviously West Virginia's a Power 5 team. We were anxious to play. We were jacked. We were ready. I anticipate us being that way for this tournament and then for the next 4 or 5 games.
After Gardner-Webb, I think you said you talked about not giving up. You don't give out BS minutes. Guys got to earn their time. You wanted to see them finish stronger. What did you see from guys like Papa and guys who came off the bench at the end?
I thought they did well. They defended. They knew the game plan. They were on-time switches when we needed to. We veered off when we needed to defensively. Kept the game simple offensively. I thought those guys did a really good job.
Ish stepped into a 3 to kick off that 18-2 run. Was that kind of a momentum?
Big shot.
Yeah.
It was a big shot because we finally saw the ball go through the basket from 3. And it gave us a little bit of juice during that time it was different tonight. And I knew it. I told our guys on Saturday this would be a hard game because there won't be juice in the building like it was last Friday. You'll know the opponent because we'll go through them, but you won't know them like you knew West Virginia. And no matter what. And so sometimes your opponent's human nature. And I thought at times it beat us tonight. It got the best of us. But we were able to find some things at times. We were able to push through that. Ish's 3 was huge during that time. It was huge because, again, we saw the ball go through the basket. We had 3 guys play in the first half with 2 fouls. And so that was big to be able to get into the half with those guys still having 2 fouls. But that was a huge shot.
Is there a unique part of this team compared to the other teams you've coached here that you found yet, or is that something you're still finding?
I'm still trying to figure it out. It's too early right now. I mean, to me, you find out more about your team when you hit a rough spot. Mm-hmm. Everything's been pretty good for us right now, from the exhibition to the scrimmage to the first, 5-0? 5 games. Everything's been pretty good for us right now. I hope we don't hit adversity, but I know it will come. And that's when you really start to figure out who you really are. But I've said it from the beginning, I really like my team. I think we have a chance to be good. I love the pieces. I love how they fit. I love how they cheer for each other, how excited they are. And I think we have a chance, but we can't just expect it to happen. We have to make it happen, and we have to earn the right to be good.
How important is it for your team to face the zone tonight and also against Gardner-Webb last week?
Yeah, it was important. Look, we know we're going to see different styles. I have no idea what styles the 3 teams that'll be at the Greenbrier play because I haven't watched 1 second of any of them. So I don't know, but we know as we move forward, teams will play differently. That's one of the great things about our league, I think, that makes our league so good. In a lot of leagues, everyone is kind of the same. In the Big Ten, they're big physical and, all, the games are in the 50s and the 60s and things like that. And, our league, it's so many different styles. I think that's one of the reasons why our teams do so well in the NCAA tournament, because we're able to adjust and adapt quickly because we've had to do it in our league. So playing against zone 2 out of the last 3 games will help us. The fact that we made 10 threes in the second half hopefully helps us as well.
Thank you.